The reason you are watching this video is probably because you feel that God may be calling you to become a sister. You want to know more about the Sisters of Compassion, what they believe and what they do in their daily lives. What kinds of women choose a life of compassion?
The heart of our work is compassion, to see Christ in every person.
Well, I guess that I can trace my vocation back to having been really struck by Matthew 25 when I was about 14 or 15. I was hungry and you fed me and so forth, so I wanted to do something that was really basic. This is really basic.
For me, this is just the most fulfilling ministry. We meet the poorest people, both men and women, and I am truly convinced these are the people of God.
My interest is of being a nurse and nursing the old people. That's what make me to become interesting to be a Sisters of Compassion and to love and serve the frailty and their helplessness, which they depend totally on other people's helping hands. And I love doing it.
I hope in some little way I am showing the compassion of God in what I do, working with people in need and refugees.
It's the time that you give time to God and the community life, living in a community life.
Suzanne Aubert founded the Sisters of Compassion in 1892. While most of the early pioneers were focusing on their physical needs, building houses, new lives in the often harsh environment, the sisters tended to people's spiritual needs and helped those who fell by the wayside, the sick, the outcast, the elderly. This spirit of compassion remains forever strong today. As Mother Aubert said, "Let us consider ourselves happy to have been selected by God to be the channel of God's grace, to be humble and devoted servants of God's poor."
When Mother Aubert first started, she started a small cottage industry, and it developed as she saw different needs. And as New Zealand itself grew and social problems increased, Mother Aubert took on board different problems, which meant that there were different institutions developed. So what started off as being very small grew over the years, and with the help of government subsidies for building programs, little homes became big institutions.
The outward nature of the services change, but I think the constant is that the need of the Sisters of Compassion is to see where the gaps are and to meet those.
The sisters seek to balance prayer and work, no longer running institutions of old, but supporting other facilities, being out in the community, visiting and supporting the elderly, the lonely, refugees and new immigrants. Throughout New Zealand and in some parts of the Pacific, you will find sisters, providing meals to the needy in the soup kitchen in Wellington, helping the aged in places like Auckland, Wanganui, Heretaga, Fiji, providing childcare at Island Bay, housing the elderly in pensioner flats in Upper Hutt, catering to people's spiritual and emotional needs, wherever that need may be, in homes, hospitals, in the classroom, in prisons.
As a sister, I will bring my background faith to share with the children. The gift and the talents that God gave me, I want to share that gift. Little children are special to me, and I really want to work and help them.
I think our Christian witness is in the fact that we can meet people at their level and we try to understand their ways, and we treat them as equals. We're not the ones that have it all and they have nothing, but to share and to understand they've got much to give us and to give New Zealand.
When I bring communion to the elderly, I feel that I'm bringing Jesus to them.
in some ways it's an adventure. It's like going on a journey. I don't know what's going to happen even tomorrow. And 20 odd years ago, I would never have dreamt that I would be going on this journey that I have done, that's touched into so many fields, like teaching in our special schools, both here and with the Aboriginal people in Australia.
To find out more about how you can become a sister, visit the Sisters of Compassion website, www.compassion.org.nz, or call 04 383 7134 to speak to the Vocation Ministry team. They will help you determine through prayer whether religious life is the right choice for you. As companions and friends, they will listen, answer your questions, and if you decide to follow in Suzanne Aubert's footsteps, support you throughout your journey.